Oh, that was a passive, right? Okay. I don't mind just putting the 1 skill point into it right now, initially, so you could at least get the bonus for it, like right off the bat. Oh, so there's the mine. This is gonna suck if it's nothing. Please don't let it be nothing. I think it's nothing. Oh, it's nothing, no. You know, I suppose at this point we might as well just continue to go around it, because then that'll allow me to go back to the rover camp. I wanted to go back in there anyways, and I completely forgot until I was already doing my little sojourn out of the place, is I want to go in there and take a look and see if maybe there's any updates. Maybe they have a new quest for me or something. I don't know. Nice. Got some corpse dust there. I don't do shit for damage. But that's okay, because that's what my minions are for. And I really should stay somewhat close to my my minions, because Modrogan's Pact unfortunately doesn't really have that far of an effect. Damn it. Okay, so this takes me. Maybe we were supposed to go this way? Really just trying to get out of Act 2. By the way, if that was all of Act 2, that was pretty boring. I really hope it wasn't, because that would have been pretty disappointing. Okay, so here's the rocky coast. We did go through here, yes. Because there's the... Wasp Nest entrance? Did we already walk through this place? Why? Like, I'm a little confused here. Am I going back? I don't know. Miasma's robe. Lore Keeper's band. Pretty legit. It's an occultist set. And then we have the Lore Keeper's band. Caster ring. Alright. It's kind of the problem with being a summoner. Is that there's a lot of the DPS items that make no sense for you, obviously. But then you get the caster items that don't really make sense. Alright, I'm gonna go in here for shits and giggles. Have we already been in here? Yes, we have. Okay. Okay, so that's going back to town. So we're in the Rocky Coast. Okay. I just want to make sure that we're headed in the right direction here. And it's kind of funny that all these monsters respawned. Because I was always under the impression that they didn't respawn. Meaning that if I played through all of Act 2 in one sitting, I killed all the monsters, every single one of them, and then I went through Act 3, and let's say it took me 3 hours to beat Act 3, and then I came back and did Act 2, it sure seems like the monsters respawned. But then again, I think I may be mistaken here. Okay, there's... Or not. No, I'm just talking shit. Hold up a second here. I gotta take off my hoodie, man. Oh. Too damn warm for it. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, never mind. Well, shit, if I'd known that, I would have just taken the rift gate back. Oops. This was like its own little loot thing, wasn't it? I think it was. I think it might be time to stop the stream at some point because I gotta start to feed cats and feel a little rumbly in my tumbly at the moment. Starting to get a little famished. Okay, so does this mine entrance lead to the same place that we need to go to? No. Okay. So the monsters, the enemies over here didn't respawn. So maybe that other area I just didn't end up channeling my way through it originally. It's fine. There's the other mine entrance. Okay. Really disappointing that there's not an easier way to get through this, rather than having to backtrack your way throughout its entirety. Oh, god damn it. Going the wrong way. I was having a conversation recently about Path of Exile. Had an interesting history with that game. I wanted to really like it, but there were like just so many other like little design choices for Path of Exile that just kind of, I wouldn't say killed it for me, it just, I don't know, it's just a huge detractor. Like, I hate its crafting system. Just hands down, I just hate it. I don't like it at all. I think in theory it works, or not just its crafting system, but it also it's kind of its item system, right? Because you have the I think I've mentioned this before. I'm pretty sure I have. I had to have mentioned it sometime within this stream or my Diablo 2 streams in the past. But it's just like, you know, you sell a magical bow that has affixes, and you might get like identification scroll fragments. Yeah, what the shit is that? That's just dumb. That's stupid. But part of the conversation that I was having was that it's been a long time since I played Path of Exile, and I know that Grinding Gear Games has added lots and lots and lots of new stuff to the game, so I would really like to actually reinstall it and check it back out. But again, just like what I was talking about, maybe doing a Diablo 2 mod, like Median XL, is that, well, we're still continually doing Grim Dawn here, and I really don't want to double up. We had a whole other section of this place that we... Why don't we actually just take care of this one quest first before we finish exploring? Yeah, all these wasps and everything. I'll backtrack to this place. Hideout eggs. Oh, wait, okay. Actually, I take that back. Why don't we clean this shit out first? Not sure that this actually goes anywhere. I think it's just its own little thing. Yeah, just like it's just thematic. One little corner of the map here is just dominated by... Well, I wouldn't know if... I wouldn't really say that was dominated, but, you know, it's just one little section of the map where the bees are. Wasps. God damn, I really wish there was a way to actually skip all this shit. This seems so unneeded. It was just a waste of my time. Why are you guys making me fucking walk through all this bullshit again? And now we're finally... Yeah, okay. So I'm finally over here again. That's what I was looking for. So, the old coastal bridge is destroyed. You will need to blah, 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 something or another. And do I really have a choice in where I go? I don't know. I'm just going to continue on, trying to make some progress. I really want to get into the broken hills, like I was saying before. Okay, so we got some other people up here. Helen Fletcher, please do something. He's going to kill me. Hold on there, traveler. You wouldn't want this pretty lady's brains to spill all over the ground, would you? Let's see some iron. Negative. Attack. Oh, did I kill them both? How dare you try to shill me out of my money? Actually, more of a grift than anything. Interesting. That's really cool looking. It's like an old hold fast, but taken over by all these wasps. just go ahead and pop my my Blight Fiend there. Do all that damage. Yeah, buddy. Didn't realize there was another another boss sitting there. I was genuinely curious about why the hell it was taking my people so long to actually mow their way through all that. I guess that would explain it. So we got a new recipe here for Death Chill. Interesting. Whenever there's crafting recipes in games, I always try to go out of my way to collect them all. I know it's like impossible in a lot of cases. A good example is World of Warcraft, because you know they used to have like the old school recipes, or actually really any old MMO that's like kind of trying to pull at WoW's coattails in its design choices. I've noticed that because Star Wars: The Old Republic was like that. Before they streamlined the game, they had like a whole series of other crafting schematics and recipes and whatnot that you could use, and since they streamlined the game, they had to revamp that system. And obviously the old recipes and whatnot are just not, they just don't make sense. But in WoW, I mean, I shouldn't probably have to explain this because I think most people have played World of Warcraft by now. But, you know, that there's like a lot of old recipes. And you can sometimes find them in auction houses and whatnot. So here we have the Wasp's Nest entrance. You know, I actually might go in there. I have a couple people that have been hitting me up. I hated WoW, by the way. I fucking hate it. Like, I've hated it. I've been a WoW hater from before day one. Back when they made, like, Warcraft 3 and, like, Blizzard, once upon a time, used to, like, whenever they come out with a game, they used to come out with these little booklets. Like, if you're a tabletop gamer, if you ever get anything by, like, Fantasy Flight Game and, like, you get, like, one of their little booklet catalog things that show some of the other products that they have and maybe some things that are, like, on the horizon. Blizzard used to do that, and I remember they actually had, you know, adverts for World of Warcraft, and, you know, it definitely piqued my interest. But once it came out, I didn't like it at all, so I stayed away from it. So the original, like, WoW, what everybody, like, waxes poetic about, and why Blizzard is finally coming out with, like, their legacy servers and whatever. I've had a lot of people hit me up over the past, like, year and a half and say, hey, man, you should totally jump in when Blizzard finally does this. And I've had a lot of old school WoW players, some of the original WoW players, tell me, oh my god, yes, yes, and more yes. Swamp Dweller's leg guards. Unfortunately, we're going to take a small loss to my bleeding resistance and health. But I get a +1 to Modrogan's Pact, which is... Anyways, so people that played WoW, you know, when it first came out, when whatever, you know, they say that it's a completely different game than what it is now. And I understand what it's like. I totally do. Because I've bear witness to other games, to other MMOs, the way they were when you first started playing them, and then maybe you stopped playing them for a while. New content comes out, new expansions, whatever, and then you go back and play it, and then eventually, like, the game will end up going free to play if it wasn't free to play to begin with, and, you know, the game gets streamlined and whatever else, and it just ultimately changes. So I understand, I get it, but a lot of people that have hit me up have also been, you know, WoW players since day one, and they say how fun it was and how unique it was and blah blah blah. So when Blizzard does release it, I'm gonna wait a little while, give it some time to, like, work out its kinks, and, you know, before all the hype and shit dies down, which it won't, because, you know, everybody's gonna jump in on that. Everybody's gonna jump in on that. Like, those servers are gonna be so completely bombarded with everybody trying to get on them. But anyways, like, you know, I have considered it. I really always wanted to give it an honest, good college try to see what all the hullabaloo was about. I kind of don't want to do it because I don't want it to make it seem like my channel is turning into one of those channels that just does WoW content. A big fuck to that. Never do that. But it is an option. Just letting you guys know that if I do actually end up producing WoW content on my channel, it will specifically be that. The legacy stuff, the old school, the new school, old school. Although, but don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Just in general, I'm not really a big MMO player. I don't really like them. And in this day and age, just the current video game, like, corporate culture of games as live services and shit just reinforces that fact. And anybody out there that wants to defend the whole, like, games as live service, like, I understand some of the benefits of doing it, like, you know, the multiplayer aspect and everything. But you want to know something? I live streamed the shit out of Shadowrun Chronicles Boston Lockdown a few months back, right before that game went under. And guess what? That game was server-based. And since the developers lost the license, they lost the license to it, so they couldn't keep the servers up anymore because of that, right? And it sucks because, like, the game just basically disappears because of that. And there's nothing you, as the average, ordinary person, the player, the consumer, there's nothing you can do about it. And it sucks. That's why I fucking hate these. Just in general, just by principle, I should say, is why I don't really like it. Let's take a look at this desecrated shrine. I think this is where we have to kill a couple groups of monsters. Yeah. Right. So let's actually not corner myself here.
That skill's not ready.
Nice. Could use that bite. Oh. I'm gonna say I could use that blight thing right about now. There we are. Nice, and we got another achievement for that. So where do we all pick up here? Nice. A better gun. Slime bolter. Awesome. I'll take it. Actually, I'm pretty excited about that. We're not that far off from actually equipping it. And while I wasn't actually going to complain about it, I was going to actually make mention for the fact that I'm just like, you know, it's been a long time since I've actually gotten a piece of gear that was worth my time. I did just get the one thing, the pants. They gave me the +1 to Modrogan's Pact. Pretty fantastic. Pretty good, right? Do we... Okay, I was gonna make sure. I was like, did I already activate that rift gate? But we did. Okay, there's the Undercity. Did I go in the wasp's nest? I mean, I have to backtrack anyways. Actually, why don't we go the other way? Yeah, why don't we go up this way? Kind of don't really want to go all the way back to the wasp's nest to actually investigate, but at the same token, I am genuinely curious. Oh, let's take a look at the map. Just take a look at the map here to see if there's any other whatchamacallem, rift gates. So it looks like the rocky coast. I think maybe this was the bridge that was whatchamacallem, on that like little strip. Had like a broken bridge. That thing. Okay. Randomly clicked on the hidden wall. Looks like it was just a nice little convenient shortcut. But that is something we need to pay attention to. And as far as what we're going to continue to pump our skill points into, I think I'm still going to continue to max out Necromancer. Unless, of course, there's really something here that I absolutely positively need to get my hands on. So I think what I'll do... A toxic eruption of decay. Does he actually blow up? So this one says that he erupts, and he definitely erupts. So I think it blows up here too. So I'm just gonna do rotting fumes. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to watch like a video or look that up, because I'm really curious to find out if that other skill actually makes him explode, or if it just gives him another skill to actually use. Now I have to really admit that I'm really fucking excited to play some Grim Dawn tonight. I'm like really in the mood to do this right now, and I'm just like really cognizant of the fact that I'm doing something that I really want to be doing right now. Too often as of late that I sit there and play video games, and I'm just sit there and ask myself, why am I doing this? Why am I playing this right now? But this is exactly what I want to be doing. Precisely. Although I think might take a short little break here soon, because I'm kind of overdue. Okay, so we got some skeletons over here.
Can't do that yet.
All right, we're taking some damage. Get out of there, please. And like I said, man, I really wish I should probably look for this. Maybe there is such a mod out there, but if there isn't, that would be something that I would be very much interested in, is to move the skeleton counter from down here to your active buffs and debuffs to over here to where the rest of your pets are at. And I know I've said that before. It just makes so much more sense, like, because everything that you got to pay attention to in the heat of the moment, like, I don't want to be like looking down here to see how many skeletons I have left. I want to be looking up here to be taking a look at the status of all of my other minions. we got a boss over here. Rosana Malgos. She's gonna die. Doing a really good job of it, just blowing my way through these guys. Lots of crafting materials here too, which is great. Again, that is something that I would like to investigate a little bit more of, because we did pick up a couple more recipes. As a matter of fact, one of the things looked like it was pretty good, actually. Required quite a few components, but it did look like it was rather worth it. And then there was a piece of gear that I actually had. I think it was this gun, right? Level 32. Yep. Okay. Let's see. I know I had some gear that I was waiting for me to get to the appropriate level. Here, I'll let all my people take care of this while I do my thing. So Call of the Grave is pretty awesome. Like, that is something that I should probably think about maxing out. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking, like, maybe what I should do is put one skill point into it, and then 2 into mastery. I don't know. I'm a little nonplussed. I'm not really entirely sure about what I should do. I'm kind of, like, at that point right now where I want to take a look at the progression of some of these skills and see. Maybe what I'll do is I'll go on Grim Tools and I'll actually plot my character out a little bit more instead of just doing it in the seat of my pants like I have been. There's nothing wrong with the way I've been doing it. However, I just don't want to make like subpar choices. I mean, I do want this character to be somewhat, I guess, I don't know, spontaneous. Oh my god, he just destroyed all of my shit. Except my skeletons. I have to go back into town here pretty soon because we've definitely accumulated a lot of gear. Oh. Yeah, I don't know, man. It only procs on a critical attack, and it's only got a 33% chance. I just don't think it's worth it. Okay, why don't we take a look at what's down this way? Have it in the back of my mind. I'm like, maybe I should think about getting up and taking that break right about now. But I actually really want to finish up this little dungeon. So we've become despised with the undead. I don't understand why the undead are their own faction. But whatever. Like, is there a possible way to actually improve my relationship with the undead and the ethereals and whatever else, or is it just a faction that you constantly lose points for because you're always having to fight them? I've wondered this a lot since the first time I played this game. Like, what is the point of having all of this? Like, the ethereals, the beasts? Is there a way to actually improve relations with all those other groups? Because if not, then there is no reason for having it. Unless, of course, it's just a way to, like, punish the player, kind of, sort of, like... Let's see here. So we're now despised with with beasts. So what happens? Extra spawns. Okay. I don't know if I actually really wanted to go up there or not. So we're still in Old Arcovia. This is the way you continue. C game, I don't want to do this. Did I totally skip an entire aspect of this area? Many years ago, my people made a grave mistake and now have to pay for our hubris, eternally bound to this land, but our children do not deserve the fate placed upon them by our curse. Okay, so she wants me, or this guy wants me to kill his daughter who has turned into a harpy. Okay, so slay Lutra in the abandoned and the broken hills. Okay, but before we do so, I want to come back in here and finish exploring this place. Because it looks like there's quite a bit left here to actually uncover. I think I'm gonna get up and take a break here. So we're done with this fight. Because I got to pay. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go back to town. And I will be back in another like 5-10 minutes. So I will see you then.